and he obviously comes in as the championship favorite, but Tommy Gossett has put on a showing the last couple weeks and really has shown why he is a championship contender and why he could possibly steal the championship away from David Santini.
Sounds like YouTube was slightly delayed there. YouTube sometimes can be a little bit slow to the punch, so we welcome everybody in from YouTube now. Evan Longacre sitting third in practice. He, of course, eliminated after last week at the Martinsville Speedway. There's Joseph McWhorter in the number 32. Here's Longacre's machine as he just like plows down the outside wall and turns 3 and 4. Come across the start-finish line there. Hey, I at least recognized that end of the speedway and identified it right the first time. Kenny Meadows, one of our championship competitors, he's on the pit lane. Really, our guys seem to be holding their cards close to their chest. The only driver in the title fight that is on the racetrack is David Santini.
Yeah, and David Santini just took out a lap, so I think he's trying to get himself faster than Tommy. But we'll have to see what kind of lap David puts down here. He hasn't been able to get quite close to Tommy yet, but there's still a lot of speed in that 79 machine, and he's looking to try and get all of it here.
In the turns 3 and 4, and this will be a great, I think, perspective. Well, maybe not. He's going to go around for a spin. Santini around at a turn 4, and we saw Matt Dyer do exactly that on a late restart last night in the truck race. Got to try and minimize that. It seems like turn 4 can be a trouble spot now. So turn 4, as it used to be, is still a trouble spot. That is now turn 2, and now what used to be turn 2 and is now turn 4 is becoming a trouble spot. Didn't used to see as many cars get loose there, but let's take a ride here with Joseph McWhorter as he laps the Phoenix Raceway in its current state. Down to the new turn 1. Again, you can get down there. You can't go quite that low, I don't think, and really use that. He might be coming in the pit. Maybe he is trying to use it. Maybe he's found something that we don't know about yet. Of course, these Xfinity cars, they drive a bit differently from the trucks. They have a completely different base, completely different aero package, and what have you. So maybe it's open, but McWhorter really keeping it a lot lower here, trying to cut off as much ground as he can, and there was a car in front of him, but let's ride along with Chris Hansen then. As he lapses.
Yeah, Chris Hansen looks like he's going to take it into the new 1 and 2, and he's going to go a bit higher, so I think he might have just slid up the track there. He's going to go down the backstretch semi-normally. Oh, somebody's spinning around there, and he got a little bit into the wall. And then he's going to take it into 3 and 4 and see how low he goes. He's going to try and keep it on the seam. He's going to go a little lower and then cross the cactus finish line and see if he went any faster. It doesn't look like he did.
Chris Hansen, great look getting around here, and well, that can certainly happen. It seems like every corner can be a trouble spot here. Matter of how much you let it affect you as a driver. Here's Timothy Davis working around the speedway, and he was one of our playoff drivers, one of our playoff 12. Didn't make it all the way to the most recent round, or of course this round here at Phoenix, but was in the fight initially and is still trying to fight to get up into 5th in the point standings. We'll see what he can do. He's going to try and help those efforts, and of course Evan Longacre in that fight as well. Evan Longacre led the standings for a long stretch of the season, and of course once we got to the playoff time, it didn't quite for him. Practice going to wrap up, qualifying going to open up. We'll take a step aside, let these guys get their first couple of laps in. I'll be right back to you with the end of qualifying and our starting grid from Phoenix.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the other speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, Art never sounded so good.
Welcome back. Virtual Phoenix Raceway qualifying underway, and for the most part wrapped up for a few key heavy hitters in this field. Kenny Meadows is going to work down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Unsure if he's starting or finishing a lap here, but the way he was swerving there, Jacob, I dare say he might be starting a lap. Maybe a little bit of frustration. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes for Kenny Meadows. He begins his qualifying run. Tommy Gossett, currently one of 3 drivers to have turned a time, and he is fastest. Joseph McWhorter, Evan Longacre, second and third. Here's Meadows.
Yeah, Meadows is just getting really loose. I know the tires are definitely cold for him. It's just that car is wobbling a lot. I've seen it. Just going through the backstretch and then through turns 3 and 4 here. It just wobbles. He got it better there. So we'll see if he tries to set another. Nope. I think that's it for him.
Well, that lap, it looks like abandoned, goes 4th quick. Here comes Santini out of the speedway. Minute and a half left, and this should give Santini plenty of time to set his laps, get a good qualifying run in, but he does want to be hasty about it, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like he's not pushing it on this first lap. He's going to just let the tires warm up, and he's going to go for it on the second one.
But clearly, he takes stage points out of the championship battle, and these guys are not nearly as concerned. I think that's what we're being told here this evening.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, these guys want to take it easy. It looks like he's ramping up the speed now. Yeah, he's going for it on the second lap, and we'll see what he can make of it. If he can get the pole from Tommy Gossett.
They have just used that first lap to scrub off the tires a little bit. 55 seconds to go. You can see he populates in 5th for the moment, and nobody else is going to take a time from the looks of things. Jeffrey Meyer looks like he's not going to try and qualify Santini up the racetrack. Wrestles it down to the bottom side. Now at a turn number 2, down the backstretch he will go. Turn number 3, let's see how it looks for the number 79 Chevrolet. It's realistically he and Gossett, the 2 favorites for this championship. Across the line, Santini goes faster, I would imagine, but how much faster? It is not good enough for pole. 3rd place for Santini.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think his struggles were in 1 and 2. He wasn't quite able to get down to the bottom as much as he liked, so he didn't get enough speed through those corners, and it just wasn't able to. He wasn't able to pick up speed after that, and he'll have to settle for 3rd.
Qualifying going to wrap up from the Phoenix Raceway. This is the season finale. 167 by MK Designs. We thank you so much for tuning in this evening on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're watching from. Big shout out to all of our partners here at PitStop TV, of course, Tucson Sound Art, Your Picture, Your Music, Whiplash Media, the official broadcast, camera, and graphic provider of PitStop TV, Permanent Makeup in Cryo in Maine, where you deserve the best care that money can buy, and of course, BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community. And of course, we cannot forget the partners here of the MSRA National Series, Rapid Fired Pizza, Old School Ninjas, and NK Designs. We'll tell you more about each of them here in just a little while. The grid is getting ready to go for 167 laps on pole, none other than Tommy Gossett. Is he the championship favorite? Going to find out here very soon. Of course, he's putting himself, I think, in that conversation. It has to be. He already was in the conversation. But does he now one-up Santini going into this race? Well, it looks like it. Tommy Gossett starting from pole at Phoenix. Starting second, it's road course ace Joseph McWhorter starting 3rd this evening. The other half of the top 2 anyways in this series. David Santini, 9 wins in the season, going for a championship this evening. Evan Longacre will start from the 4th position. And to round out the top half of the field, Jacob, it's a small field. Kenny Meadows will start 5th. Timothy Davis in 6th.
Yep, and then going back on that, Jeffrey Meyer, the 4th playoff contender, or the championship contender, in 7th. Jacob Shorba in 8th. And then you got Chris Hansen in 9th. Diego Villalobos in 10th. And rounding out the field tonight, Matt Knight in 11th and Julio Villalobos in 12th.
12 cars the field this evening from the Phoenix Raceway. We've got Emerson Arden not only on social media this evening, but also on pit road. Emerson, what you got?
Well, I was able to kind of go around and gauge the temperatures and see how all these championship Ford drivers are really feeling coming into tonight. Kenny Meadows, the one of the bunch who feels, I think, the most open to sharing with me about how he feels coming into tonight, and the one I think has the best of mindset coming into tonight. He says he feels great. The car feels amazing. He has a great long run setup, but he made some adjustments there towards the end of practice. You're going to be seeing how those adjustments affect his setup here in the race. He didn't get too much practice time with some of those adjustments. David Santini, of course, was very short with his answers, not sharing a whole lot, and I think his qualifying effort there, waiting towards the end, kind of waiting to see what kind of a time he could put up on the board was very prevalent there in qualifying. Tommy Gossett, of course, does his talking on the track in practice and qualifying. We'll see how it goes in the race. And Jeffrey Meyer was not able to comment.
Thank you, Emerson. I'd have been able to add this extra little bit of spice to the broadcast as of late. Weather here in virtual Avondale, Arizona, not so spicy. A little warmer than last night, 79 degrees in the air, about 79 and a half actually. 80 degrees on the racetrack, and it looks like Tommy Gossett is already bunching this field up. A much slower approach to the green flag than we saw last night. This could have interesting implications on this restart. Coming down to the green flag for the first time, however, Tommy Gossett waiting for the signal from atop the flag stand into the restart zone. Right there we get the green flag, and we're off and away in the season finale 167. Santini, a big drive out of turn number 2. He's going to take things to the outside of Gossett to turn number 3.
Yeah, and Tommy Gossett will lead the lap, but David Santini is there, and David Santini is going to go to the inside. He's looking for it. He wants to get that lead quick, and he's going to try and make his move on the inside to get Tommy Gossett, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it. Still side by side, though.
We've seen Santini fire off earlier before. He's been fast on these short runs, but Tommy just seems to have something on the longer runs. We saw it at Phoenix. Go way back to the MK Designs. Oh my goodness! Contact on lap 2. Tommy is not going to take kindly to that one.
Yeah, well, it looks like Tommy just got a little bit loose there. I didn't see any contact. He just got a little bit loose out of 4. Saves it, but man, that could have ended both of their races right there.
We'll now work to the inside of McWhorter down the backstretch. This is the turn number 3 on lap number 3 of 167. Villalobos late to the start, but he does make the field. Matt Knight back there as well in 9th. One of the rare starts for Matt Knight. Santini down to turn number 1 again. Just went purple. I think Tommy Gossett has got his work cut out for him. Got to chase the 79 car.
Yeah, he's got to do it, but he's also has to worry about his tires. You know, Phoenix is a track that can take up a lot of tires, especially with how the turns and how much you're turning. So he's got to manage those tires well and hope that he can manage those tires better than David Santini. Again, like you said earlier, he is better on the long run.
Santini, purple again. We saw the short run important last night in the truck race here. Season finale 150 by Robotic. But we also saw very early yellows, and we have not seen any just yet. Of course, only 5 laps into this race, but with as spread out as this field is going to get, as light as this field is, we shouldn't see too many, if any.
Yeah, no, these guys are going to be driving a little bit smart tonight. They definitely don't want to end a playoff championship contenders night, or just end their own nights on their own. You know, they're still battling for points. You know, for 5th in points. So these guys just want to take it as easy as they can and get through this race clean.
Up 6, down to turn number 3. Meadows chasing McWhorter. McWhorter could be the one spoiler that we have. Of course, he is a short track ace, as mentioned at Martinsville and again this evening. if anybody's going to get up into this championship 4, as we're seeing, and split them up, it's going to be the 32 car. However, Kenny Meadows is working on the 32, and McWhorter didn't fire off all that great on the mid-run last week at Martinsville, and I wonder if maybe that's going to translate into whatever he's got for this package this evening. He's decently quick on qualifying run, decently quick on this short run, but now maybe saving a little bit. Doesn't need to be quick on this mid-run, has a save for the long run. I like that from the 32 car. We'll see how it works out. Meanwhile, Meadows challenging on the inside. That Supra has got to get up to 3rd. And if you're Jeffrey Meyer, what are you doing back there? In 7th place right now. You cannot afford to be this far back.
Yeah, if you're Jeffrey Meyer, you got to go. You got to go as quick as you can. You need to get those spots because David Santini and Tommy Gossett are out to a lead right now over Jeffrey Meyer. He's got to fire up that car real quick and get past everyone if he wants to win a championship tonight.
Meadows and McWhorter still going at it. You can see Meadows working the bottom, McWhorter up top. Very open racetrack, multi-lane in these NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. But Santini and Gossett are walking away, and if you're Meyer, you can't afford to lose this much time. That's the big thing. As Meadows finally gets clear of McWhorter, it looks like McWhorter now losing a spot to Longacre, maybe Shorba. Shorba to the inside of the 32 car now. Great vantage point from the 50 car Meyer. Great vantage point of this battle up ahead.
Yeah, these guys are putting their work in, and we see Jacob Shorba go all the way to the bottom, getting to the yellow line, trying to get back to McWhorter. But yeah, that was a great view. Jeffrey Meyer still got a lot of work to do.
Guys doing battle now on lap number 10. Going to wrap up lap number 10. And not to put this negatively, but there isn't a whole lot to talk about, and this is what we expect from this evening. Only 11 cars took to the grid, took to the start of this race. It looks like Diego Villalobos did not make the call. A couple of pains updating there, but Diego Villalobos not making the call this evening. That shakes things up. As Shorba way up the racetrack. Is this going to bring Meyer into the conversation potentially? No, maybe not.
Yeah, Jacob Shorba got a little bit loose there. He's going to keep it going on his fight with McWhorter. Jeffrey Meyer looks like he's closing in just a tiny bit to Shorba, but he can't close in just a tiny bit. He's got to close in all the way, get past Shorba, get past McWhorter, get past Longacre. He's got to do a lot of work.
And the battle isn't with those three. The battle is with the three that are in front of them. Santini, Gossett, and Meadows, but Meyer's already 4 seconds back. Mired back in traffic, if you will.
Yeah, and again, that's not where you want to be if you're part of the Championship 4, but David Santini, though, has been putting in a lot of work right now. He is leading this race by over 0.6 of a second on Tommy Gossett. Again, Tommy Gossett is losing time now, but you have to wonder if Tommy Gossett has saved his tires better than Santini has. We'll have to see as he closes in just a tiny bit, not too much.
Lap 14 underway. I do love listening to these cars at Phoenix, I will say that. The ebb and flow of this speedway, it is quite nice to listen to.
Yeah, these cars, these Xfinity cars are, I think, one of the best sounding cars, one of the best sounding NASCAR sanctioned cars in the sim today. I just love hearing, especially the Toyota Supra inside the car. These cars sound amazing, and tonight it's no different.
Still watching on board here, Gossett is starting to make some inroads on this lead. It's lap 15, now 16. And if you watch the gap top left, we'll even bring it up for you bottom right now. That's a live gap from Gossett to Santini, and now they both work up the racetrack into 1, and apex low out of 2. That's not something you used to be able to do here. I don't know what's changed necessarily exactly. I know iRacing rescanned this place, trying to get things as accurate as they could, so a little bit of pavement difference, a little bit of grip fall off since 2012 when this place was last scanned, so maybe that's what it is, but really, that top line was never this prevalent. You could go up there and use it in a battle, but you never used to enter quite like that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually honestly shocked that they're able to get up there. I haven't seen a top line racing at Phoenix, but these guys are making that top line work, and they're doing really well so far.
Car in the pit lane, Chris Hansen in the number 20. This is not a tow, but he's been there for a while now. 3 laps down already. Car is clean. Not sure what happened to Hansen. He was another one of those drivers that made the playoff 12 initially, but has since fallen off.
Yeah, he might have just had a little issue there. I've no clue what's going on with him there, but look at Jacob Shorba catching back up to Joseph McWhorter. I'm starting to wonder if Joseph McWhorter maybe used up his tires a little bit with the battles he was in earlier. Shorba's catching him really quick here.
They've been locked in a battle about equidistant, well, about this distant apart from one another for some time now. But McWhorter's using that top side to his advantage, and at this point, they're both likely experimenting for tomorrow night's race in the Premier Series, especially Shorba. He's no longer in the Championship 4 hunt. He was, I guess, in the playoff 8, if you will, last week at Martinsville, trying to make the Championship 4 for the Premier Series. Put up a great fight, led at 10 laps to go, but unfortunately could not keep himself in that position. He had to win the race. He couldn't do it on points, had to win. Did not win the race. Boyd Hogan won again. Therefore, maybe, I think, just an opportunity to kind of test and tune. Wants to go for a win anyways. Wants to cap off the season in a strong way. And I've noticed lately the efforts by Jacob Shorber to keep racing, keep an extra car in the field, and for himself, keep getting reps on these racetracks, and it seems to be helping.
Oh yeah, and that's typical with any type of racing you do. I mean, we see it from NASCAR drivers here and there. I know a lot of guys, when Bristol Dirt was just announced as a track, they came down and did that. So I love seeing it from Shorba. It's a great way, again, to get extra practice time in the track. And, granted, it's different cars compared to what he's used to, but it just helps, you learn what you've driven for the past 2 days.
Muscle memory helps, and that's what it comes down to. Shorber hooking that inside line. Man, they almost made contact out of that corner. That's going to open things up for Meyer. Now Jeffrey Meyer finally has a chance to get on by Shorba. He's going to try and do exactly that into turn 3 that time. No dice. Shorba up the racetrack. Meyer held it very low.
Yeah, Myers going to look to the inside here still. He's not going to be able to get the position. I don't know what's going on with that 50 car right now. He's got to work, and it's nothing's going good for him at the moment. Granted, there's stages, so he can make pit stops and change his setup and everything, but I just don't know what's going on with that 50 car right now.
Tommy Gossett up ahead, starting to lose some time. We talked about how he was so close and kind of maybe even making inroads on that lead previously in this run. As the run goes on and we work closer to our stage end at lap 40, I believe. Let me read that actually. As we work closer to that stage end regardless, he's just nowhere to be found. He's starting to fall off, about a second back now, 9.5 tenths or so, and we are working to the completion of lap 40. This time it looks like it may be all under green. Could this race work in reverse of last night's event?
It could. You never know what could happen. And, there's another thing we could have. We also could have a caution at some point in this race. These guys are still battling out there hard, but I don't think there will be. But you never know at that point. With anything you do in racing, there could be a self-spinner that throws out a caution and changes everything up.
Meyer still trying to work on by Shorba. Shorba's sideways. That might be a little bit by design. Of course, Lewis is fast. You want to be free to a point, be able to get the car to point around the corner, but that looked a little aggressive there from Shorba that time through. And in a place like Phoenix, it is going to be a bit more abrasive, and, well, we now have the newer, more abrasive surface on the sim. You don't want to scrub the tires too much. It's that lateral scrubbing, sliding, if you will, left to right that you want to try and minimize. You want to keep the wheels straight as possible. Getting sideways like that, even if you are getting the car to turn, eventually that's going to take its toll on the car, on the tires.
Yeah, again, with turning the wheel as much as he is right now, those tires are going to be hurting and hurting and hurting, and he's going to keep falling and falling and falling. So he's got to be able to get past these guys, save tires, and it's a lot. to do here at Phoenix. There's so much that goes into this racetrack that it's like no other.
Santini, Gossett, and Meadows leading the way. They're the top three. You can see the weather as it's been updating on the left side of your screen. We stay on board with Jeffrey Meyer. Lap 29 now underway. And the weather hasn't changed much. The track has taken a little bit extra heat now that these guys are running around it at full song. But being that we have this lighter car count, it's never going to heat up all that much. It should stay pretty grippy, at least, I guess, comparatively. What's the word I'm looking for? Respective to this field, I suppose. It should stay pretty grippy throughout the course of this race. It shouldn't ever take too much heat. If anything, it's going to cool off as this night goes on, as the air temp drops.
Yeah, and that's just going to keep opening up the grip, and these guys are going to have it all night long. You know, and it's a lot. Again, these guys, you know, they get all the grip that they need. So these guys are just doing everything right in their way to get there and do what they need to be done.
Watching this battle for 6th on the racetrack. And of course, points don't matter in this situation. The position itself doesn't really matter between Meyer and Shorba. What he needs to do is just not lose time. Can't keep losing this time to the race leader. He needs to gain time. To make up time on David Santini, but I don't think that's going to happen. Even Tommy Gossett has dropped to 2 seconds back. He dominated as finally Meyer gets by Shorba. Tommy dominated last week at Martinsville. Led almost every single lap. And, I mean, certainly very deserving of the win. A little bit of controversy there with TJ Crampton for a little bit, but one of the best races he's ever run on the iRacing.com sim. And yet, Santini comes back out of the woodworks, shows up for the championship race, of course, and gone. I mean, just is gone. He's already got about a half a lap on Timothy Davis, and we're not even done with stage one.
Yeah, and again, I think Tommy Gossett is working in that long run. He still keeps using that high sides. I don't know if that's working out for him. It doesn't look like it is. David Santini keeps pulling. And, you know, I think maybe David Santini, you know, he knew that his short run was good. His long run was not so evident. So I think maybe this week going into it, he worked on his long run, made sure that he had a good long run so he can keep his car in front of Tommy Gossett and be able to stay within that 2-second gap. So I think he's putting a lot of work, and it's shown here tonight.
8-1 setups machine of Tommy Gossett just isn't quite where it needs to be. I don't know what the issue is, if maybe it's just one adjustment away, or maybe the driver is psyched out a little bit, not pushing too hard yet. Of course, he knows he's just got to get to lap 80 and stay within range and not lose a lap, basically, and it's all reset from there. The field is so small, let's be honest, that he doesn't have to worry too much about track position. But he has backed himself up here to Kenny Meadows. You don't want to be behind the 8 ball, maybe on top of the 8 ball, or in front of it if you can, but you don't want to be behind the 8 ball here going into the stage break.
Yeah, I think he's just struggling. It looks like the car is loose in 1 and 2, and it's just tight in 3 and 4. He's just struggling very bad right now.
The car looks lively. I don't think it looks bad. The car looks lively right now. It's maybe a little bit lazy into 1. It slides a little bit. I think that's why he's at the racetrack so much. But I think he's got to try and change that entry. I don't think that line is going to help him. It's not seeming to. He's giving up a lot of time on entry to 1, and I like moving around, trying to use that lane, and maybe it's good on the short run, but you can see the way the car gets out of the corner out of turn 4 here is very reminiscent of his car last week at Martinsville and why he was so good, but he's giving up a lot here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is just hurting him, and he's gonna slide it right back down in front of Kenny Meadows. I don't know what's going on with this car right now, but it's not where he needs it to be, and I don't think he feels good with the car that he has right now. Kenny Meadows I think Kenny Meadows feels in the greatest position he has all night so far. His car is catching one of the semi-fastest drivers throughout these last 4 races. So all Kenny Meadows needs to do is pass him, and then he's got to go start working on David Santini.
Nobody's going to catch Santini in this stage. Certainly not yet. Maybe stage 2, but doubtful there. Santini's out to the races, at least 40-lap bursts. A full run, likely closer to 80, and we might get to about that in that third stage. So we'll see if maybe we get to where these drivers have to pit onto green. Not sure about that one, actually. Lap 39 now underway. The next time by the start-finish line for Santini will be the white flag on the stage. And, of course, stage points don't matter in this. Stage win is cool, sure, but matter of where he finishes relative to Tommy Gossett, Kenny Meadows, and Jeffrey Meyer. That's what determines this championship.
Yeah, David Santini's got to win. You have to win tonight if you want to win the championship.
Backstretch, lap number 40. Gossett and Meadows still a decent little ways apart. That was a little bit hairy out of turn 2. Out of turn number 4, David Santini will come across the start-finish line and collect a stage victory. Stage 1 goes the way of the 79 car. Then it's the 80 across the line. That's Gossett, then Meadows, and Longacre. 4th car across the line. McWhorter comes through. Meyer, Shorba. Yellow's already been displayed. Matt Knight in 8th. Timothy Davis in 9th. Julio Villalobos 1 lap down. We'll get that lap back under this yellow flag period. And you know what? I like the paint scheme. I really do. He had contacted us, making sure to get the logo to use this evening, and I like the gold.
I do. That gold is really nice. I like that he, again, he used the PitStop TV logo. You can see it there on the back bumper. This is a great car from Julio Villalobos.
Yeah, it's 24 karat gold plated on that car.
It could be.
I don't know how carats work, actually. Oh, that's not something you want to do under caution there, Julio. Unfortunately, this is going to hurt that car a little bit, but he should be able to get most of that, if not all of that, repaired under this caution period. The leader is going to work down the pit lane. David Santini first, then Tommy Gossett and the bunch. I'd imagine this will be straightforward. 4 tires across the board, you would think, but maybe a curveball here?
There possibly could be. I don't see it from Tommy Gossett. I think Tommy Gossett's going 4 tires in field, but you could expect something from David Santini, maybe, or Meadows, rather. They could pull off a 2-tire pit stop, possibly, but we'll see.
Tires might be able to go 80 laps, honestly. They might be able to go to lap 80, and if you're able to use it to get some track position here, if you're Jeffrey Meyer, maybe use it to leapfrog a couple of cars, get out there, and who knows, maybe there's a yellow that bunches this field back up. Santini will win the race off of pit lane. And it's Meadows, McWhorter, Longacre, Gossett waiting a long time. He's still in the pit lane.
I wonder if he's got damaged. Doesn't look like he had damage
doesn't.
on his car, so I don't know what's going on with that.
And Santini is just, did he spin or has he sped?
That
I think he sped.
Penalty, yeah, that could have been a penalty.
David Santini, a pit road penalty. Wow. Things changing up here just a little bit. So the number 79 going to go to the back of the field, even though he won the race out of the pit lane. Going to shake up this stage number 2. And I tell you what, with 10 cars, this league and this battle finds a way to be as compelling as ever. Suddenly, Kenny Meadows has the ball in his court. This is his race, at least for the next 40 laps. Tommy Gossett and David Santini, his 2 most fierce championship competitors, are much further back in the field. Santini next, Gossett in.
Yeah, all Kenny Meadows has to do is hold out on the long run for the next couple laps here. Once we get to that lap 80 stage break, he'll be good to go.
Emerson Arden is not only our social media guy this afternoon and evening, he is patrolling pit lane. And Emerson, what you got?
Well, it looks like David Santini has picked up a penalty of some sort. Did not confirm that, but was talking to Santini before he exited the pit lane. Said he feels very fast. That is why he got around Tommy very early. It seemed like Tommy didn't have that short run speed, but started to come alive later on in the run. That's what David Santini said. Jeffrey Meyer, on the other hand, he's making a tire pressure change. He said he feels good, just guess he isn't fast. He needs to bite off, and it's a little loose on the exit. And Kenny Meadows says his car feels really good, came alive very well there at the end, and thinks he could have gotten Tommy for a couple more laps. He made no adjustments, and now that he's the leader, his plan is just to keep the lead and fight off Tommy.
Thank you, Emerson. Meadows will line up first, Porter second, Longacre third, then Meyer in fourth. And further on back, you get our championship competitors. Our other competitors, anyways. Zentini in seventh, and Gossett will line up in ninth back here. This is going to be interesting on this restart. See what you guys can do. Here's Gossett's point of view. Zentini as well, lining up seventh, behind Shorba to the inside of Davis. They've shaken up. Let's see how this goes. Our first restart of the evening, into the restart zone. Kenny Meadows in control of the season finale 167 by MK Designs. We're back off and away. Lap 45 on to lap 46. Maybe a challenge to turn 3. Does McWhorter look to the inside? No, not yet. He's going to try and get him on exit. Does he have him? Yes, he's going to have him at the line, or at least alongside. And is that Shorba spinning? That's Davis around to the 92.
Oh, man. And
Yellow flag is out.
It looks like Kenny Mouse slid up there, but I don't know what happened to Timothy Davis there. Maybe got a little loose and just looped it off the corner?
A lot of damage, certainly. Here we go. A lot of damage, certainly, to that number 92. At least to the right side. Unsure if that plays into it. Let's take a look. It looks like you already had a lot of that damage coming to the green flag. Then behind Shorba, in front of Gossett. And if you're Kenny Meadows, all of your advantage just went away. Santini's now 4th. Gossett up to 7th on that restart. Shorba got loose, and then Davis just spins right around, much like Matt Dyer last night.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Although he has a little bit more damage than Matt Dyer did. So that's going to hurt him a little bit more than it hurt Matt Dyer, but just got a little loose, and he'll get back going.
Great look at things. The 92 up out of the corner, and taking a visit down to our cam up.
A lucky break for the 92 there. He didn't hit the wall, so didn't get too much necessary damage from the wall, but got a lot more from...
Well, he's been into the wall unrelated at some point during the race. That damage is completely unrelated to the spin. I mean, that's just cold tires. We used to see that at a turn 4 on the old layout, where you would be exiting what is now a turn much flatter, and the banking would give out, and suddenly the car would whip around. Now it seems like that's still the case, just on the other side of the speed. So things have changed in that regard. Comes down, gets fuel, leaving the tires on the car. I don't necessarily dislike that move. Got to try and save tires throughout this race first, so that is the idea of the Davis.
Yeah, and again, they only give him 5 sets of the pit, so that's
4 change sets.
4 change sets, 1 on the car that you start with. So again, you got to save some tires, and looks like he's going to do that, and he's just going to go in for fuel. Get a top off.
While these guys work under caution flag conditions, we'll take a step aside as we come around to lap number 50 momentarily. Don't go anywhere. More action on the way from Phoenix.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome back to the virtual Phoenix Raceway. Not a whole lot changing under this yellow. Not much as far as pit stops. Everything holds about steady. Really, the only car that came in was Timothy Davis after his spin. Tire field going to work back down to turns 3 and 4. Pace car already in the pit lane. Meadows back in control of this field. Waiting on the green flag. And out of turn number 4, the green flag is back out. Meadows off and away. Longacre, Santini battling at a turn 2. Santini easily around the top side, takes third place away, and is going to chase down Joseph McWhorter for second.
Yeah, Santini got quick work of that caution. Again, like you said earlier, he was able to get up to 4th, so that helped him a little bit with that track position. So he's going to be able to slide up there to 4th, and Tommy Gossett is on his way up to the front. Or in 3rd, sorry, for David Santini. Tommy Gossett sliding his way up into 4th right now. He is flying. Maybe he got those adjustments where he wanted them, and he's able to get up there now.
3-car breakaway out front. Meadows, McWhorter, Santini. Gossett heading up the lower battle, if you will, the secondary pack. He's quickly going to drive up to these guys. Santini purple on those brand new tires. Didn't even get a chance to heat cycle them. They're still pretty darn doggone good on that 79 car. Gonna take a shot here at McWhorter down to turn 3. You see him setting things up in the backstretch. The late apex at a 2. Gonna dive down to the inside of McWhorter. He's got the position on the inside. Is he gonna clear him out of turn 4? McWhorter can't hang. Gives that spot up.
Yeah, and I don't think McWhorter was going to try pressure David Santini too much. Again, David Santini is fighting for a championship. McWhorter is not. So I think he was going to ultimately not run him as hard. But now David Santini's got to catch Kenny Meadows. And he's got to get everything out of that 79 car he can to get to Meadows and get around him.
Well, contrary to that, he doesn't necessarily have to. He doesn't necessarily have to go past that 96 car. He can stay in second, save his stuff, keep that car clean. If he so happens to go past him, awesome. But they aren't racing for stage points. Stages don't mean anything to those 4. The only thing that means anything to these 4 that are battling for a championship is finishing first, at least among the bunch. Here's Jeffrey Meyer. Again, I'm going to use the pun. Mired back in traffic behind Evan Longacre this time in front of Shorba. But he's not even in the top 5 just yet. He's got to crack the top half of this.
Yeah, he's got to get that car, again, in the top 5. I mean, he's got to do everything he can. I don't know, it seems like he's struggling here. He gets around Shorba, not yet. Oh, what a slide up there. Now he's got to pass Evan Longacre. He's going to have to making big moves tonight.
Further up front, it looks like Santini's maybe got something here for Meadows. Run carries on, the old school number 79, and actually further back, McWhorter has just, not McWhorter, Shorba. A big move on Meyer as McWhorter and Gossett are going at it. A couple of big battles further back here. These guys are starting to wake up, come to life in stage number 2.
Yeah, I think they wanted to, save their stuff up a little bit. They wanted to make sure they were good to go for stage 2. And again, like you said, stage points don't matter, but these guys want to put everything out on the line tonight. They want to make sure their cars were ready. Stage 1, they probably weren't quite ready with what their cars were putting for them, but now they've had 59 laps on their setups and they're ready to go here in stage 2.
Of 167, we're working closer to 100 to go. Working closer to being in stage number 3. We're halfway through stage number 2, this time by the start-finish line. Watching Evan Longacre work out of turn number 2 and chase down Joseph McWhirter. Boy, the lunge into turn 3. And Meyer even closes up on Shorba. Shorba way up the racetrack.
Yeah, Shorba keeps pushing up the track. It's going to allow Meyer to get to the back bumper. Meyer's not going to send it in there. He doesn't want to cause an accident that could take himself out, as well as Shorba. But it looks like Shorba's car is handling way worse than it was in stage 1.
Much like some of the trucks last night, it just goes way up the hill out of turn 4. Right up to the wall. Not sure if that's a planned characteristic of the setup or what have you, but it carries up the racetrack almost like it's in a 4-wheel slide. It seems like it's relatively controlled, but it's just so odd. Striking almost. He's almost striking the outside wall when he does it.
Yeah, and he needs to, he's going to get that thing figured out at some point, I believe. He's doing really well, though, not hitting the wall.
Side by side, Longacre down to the bottom side of McWhirter. Does he have something here? Got the spot for now. Now McWhirter edges back in front. Car number 3 now of lap 63. Longacre still working inside. Rapid fired pizza number 95. Moving rather rapidly towards the middle stages of, well, stage number 2. Middle stages of this race, you could say. Might be a little more than 180 seconds there for the rapid-fired pizza machine, but he's gotten something figured out. And finally, knock on wood here, nobody has made him the victim this evening. It's been all on him to go out there, drive, and put a race together. He's doing exactly that, battling side by side, door to door, wheel to wheel with McWhirter. He's almost got the 32 cleared.
Yeah, he's going to use that dog leg. He's going to get not clear. I thought he was going to get clear using that dog leg. It wasn't able to help him get the advantage still side by side through turns 1 and 2, and he's going to get clear now. We'll see if McWhirter makes a... Nope, he's not going to make a move to try and get back to him. What a run for Evan Longacre there.
Something is missing for the 32 car. McWhirter just doesn't have anything on this mid to longer run. He's okay on the short run, I feel like. Car isn't too bad. It hangs with guys, but it just doesn't go anywhere on these longer runs. And this is a short track, kind of, right? It's in between. This 1 mile track length is right in between a short track and an intermediate. Something we kind of touched on last night with the truck race. It wants to be a short track. It wants to be an intermediate. It's got short track characteristics, but you also get up in upwards of 150, almost 160 miles an hour. It's a fast short track, we'll call it that.
Yeah, I agree. This track is one of its own. There's no other track necessarily that I've seen that is exactly like Phoenix.
Well, certainly not exactly. I'm not going to find a track with a dog leg like this at all. But similar tracks would have to be Richmond, maybe Milwaukee, a little bit.
Yeah, but this track is like no other. I love this track a lot. Again, iRacing, bringing in their newly scanned track that we're seeing here race here today. It's so beautiful at night.
Shorba trying to hang on to the spot over Meyer. They keep going at it, and Jeffrey Meyer just can't go anywhere. He might finally have Shorba again. He's got to make the most of this pit stop coming up at the end of stage 2. If he does get this spot, he's got to hold this spot after the pit stop. Looking down low, the 50 car maybe has it. Maybe has it. Side by side, still at a turn number 2.
And Shorba's going to get a little loose down the backstretch, but he's going to clear Jeffrey Meyer, and Jeffrey Meyer did not get that position.
Contini finally closing in on Kenny Meadows. Doesn't need to go win this stage, but probably wants to go ahead and get it. Wants to go up there and battle for it. Santini, until about Darlington, was always the championship favorite for this series. Darlington came around, and I believe that was Tommy's first win in the series. One of his first races. To be honest, he didn't make too many of these races. Kind of skirted into the playoffs. Ran intermittently. I recall him running back in New Hampshire over the summer. but he did exactly what he needed to. Got a race win before the playoffs started. Ran enough races in series to make it in. And you're fighting for a championship. But since about Darlington, I think that's where things really changed for Santini and Gossett in that dynamic. That's when Santini is kind of quieted down almost. Has still held himself atop the series. Of course, 9 wins of the season, amassing a few extra throughout the playoffs. But just as of late, it's been Tommy Gossett's series, or at least it's felt like. Especially, I feel Santini not being here last week kind of opened it up. It was all the Tommy Gossett show. Nobody could touch him. And Santini just wasn't there. So we don't know how Santini would have squared up. I think David Santini, at least for power ranking's sake, needed to be there last week at Martinsville, but clearly as far as a championship sake, didn't need to. That said, let's make it clear. This race were to conclude at the end of stage number 2, the way it's looking is that Kenny Meadows will be the champion. Unfortunately for Kenny Meadows, there's 87 more laps, and I think Santini's got something for him.
Yeah, Santini has a lot for Kenny Meadows. And it's evident, again, the stage ends on lap 80, so I don't think Santini is pushing too hard to get past Kenny Meadows right now. He's definitely not. But he's got the speed and the power and the tires to get to Kenny Meadows. He's just not taking it out all the way through yet.
Gap has narrowed since the drop of the green flags, and has certainly drawn up to Meadows a little bit. And Gossett, you can see him there in the background, leaving turn 4 through the dog leg. He's in the neighborhood, but not on the right street. Not on the right block.
I like that. That made me chuckle a little bit. That was that's also evident right now. And Tommy just, I don't know if he's found the setup. I don't know if the setup he likes, or what's going on with Tommy. It's like he was the dominant driver the past couple of weeks, and the setup just isn't right tonight for him.
Meyer's still working on Shorba still working on McWhirter. The ebb and flow of this battle is extraordinary.
Yeah, this battle seems like a battle that never ends. If I do say so myself, Jeffrey Meyer just can't get by Shorba.
.76 laps complete. Shorba backing up now a little bit to Meyer. And Jacob Shorba doesn't have to race for a whole lot. Doesn't have to put up a fight. Again, we've talked about it over and over. It seems like he's just here to run some extra laps, add to the car count. He's doing exactly that. A lot of great intel for his Premier Series efforts here in the Midwest Sim Racing Association. And these drivers want to cap things off on a high note. Whether or not they're in the playoffs, whether or not they're in the championship 4, when it comes to Phoenix, is Shorba in the wall. There's a caution flag. Julio Villalobos has got problems.
Oh, no.
Oh, Matt Knight.
Oh, wow. That was close between him and Knight. Wow.
The caution flag flies. This will conclude stage number 2. Down in turns 3 and 4 for Julio Villalobos. He was on his own. Completely on his own. Here's the number 45. Sporting PitStop TV logos on it. I love it. I love that part. Don't love the orientation in which we found him, though.
Yeah, neither do I. And it looks like he's going to get into the corner, and it just got away from him.
That's got all the telling signs of a little bit too much rear bias. Rear brake bias. Knight, Pace of action there.
Yeah, Julio Villalobos is lucky, though, to not get any damage from that. Granted, he's gonna take tires, but I mean, he didn't get any damage, didn't hit a wall, so lucky enough for him that those unfortunate events didn't happen.
Background of Villalobos' replay, you might have noticed Timothy Davis with some trouble. Way up the racetrack in 1 and 2, and this is where we saw him take a header, maybe. Almost got the wall. Thankfully hung on to that race car, it looks like, but that's certainly a moment, and then he comes up on the spun car of Villalobos moments later. And thankfully works on by that 45 car. Pit stops, though, underway as we complete stage number 2 under caution what's the word? Conditions. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And first off of the pit lane, interestingly enough, Kenny Meadows hangs on to it. Santini in second. Then it's Longacre, McWhorter, Meyer, and Gossett now behind Jeffrey Meyer. I really got to wonder what's going on there for Tommy Gossett. Let's go ahead and drag in the driver of the number 96, winning stage number 2. I'll hand him your way.
Kenny Meadows and Jacob Zala from the PitStop TV booth. You know, you've been in the lead so far throughout this race. Is there anything that you can do to, hold off David Santini? I know Santini is, he has the speed tonight. Is there anything that you can do to best David Santini tonight?
Hang on 1 second. My thing's talking. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think if I hold him off here, I think I can, on the short run here, if I hold him off, I think I can battle him here. I think I'm a little bit faster on a longer run.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It seems like he was catching you though there on the long run. Wasn't really trying to get to you. But I'm gonna go ahead, since the pace lights are out. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor to shout out whoever shout out. Thank you got to thank for your championship efforts here tonight.
I just want to thank my teammate Timmy, you guys, and Evan, and everybody running in the league here.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your race, and hopefully we'll see you back here with the championship.
Thanks.
Kenny Meadows as he gets ready to restart stage number 3 now. I guess begins stage number 3 from the race lead. Santini over his right shoulder. This is the final stage in the season finale 167. Santini went nowhere. Green flag is back out at Phoenix. Down the backstretch. Longacre with a problem, loses spots. Gossett goes on by, but it bottlenecks Meyer. Meyer cannot catch a break. The first lap of stage 3 complete.
Yeah, and David Santini's going to send it down the dog leg, and he's going to use all of it up. He's going to try and get to the back of Kenny Meadows. And you heard it from Kenny Meadows just now. He said he's better on the long run, so Kenny Meadows is going to have to hope that we don't see another caution that just happened with Julio Villalobos play into effect. But David Santini pulling a little bit away from Tommy Gossett, not too much.
Gossett really closed up in 1 and 2. He made a ton of time up on everybody in 1 and 2. Dove into the corner underneath McWhorter, and I think he's got to replicate that over and over, because whatever he did right there really helped him, and he's going to try that dive to the bottom side instead of the higher line that he was taking earlier. That really helps him. Cuts off a lot of ground in that corner. He's got to hold it on exit, though, and that time through center bobbled a little bit, gave up some more time. Meadows, with company from Santini, has not wavered. I like this from Kenny Meadows. Suddenly, he may be the driver with the ball in his court. He may have this race where he needs it.
Yeah, these 3 guys are doing everything they can right now to win this championship, and you can see it. Tommy Gossett going down to the bottom side, not able to get to the back of David Santini just yet, but David Santini, now he's going to try and dive to the inside. He's going to take a little bit better line than Kenny Meadows out of 4 there.
So watching from the onboard of Meadows, Meyer is stuck much further back in this field, still 7th. Cannot get out of the 7th position. This time, going to run up on Longacre before Shorba or McWhorter. He got hung up by Longacre on the restart. This is not his night. Cannot go anywhere. Can't get a restart right to save his life, unfortunately. And that last time, he was the victim in all of that. Wasn't the one with the mistake. Just got caught up trying to avoid the drive with the mistake. And this is a night he's going to want to forget.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we have to say that. I mean, it's unfortunate for him. I mean, he hasn't had a good run all night, and these 3 guys up here are fast, and that's it. They're fast. As we see David Santini closing in on Kenny Meadows.
Nearly 90 laps into this race. What do you say we go side by side? Here, a message from our partners here at PitStop TV as these guys continue to close in. We might have a long run, potentially fuel mileage battle on our hands here for the championship. the Midwest Sim Racing Association National Series. Don't go anywhere. Side by side on the way.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence. After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome back to the virtual Phoenix Raceway. Love this opportunity to take a look at the light-up cactus on the front stretch. Right at that start-finish line. You didn't miss a thing of the battle up front. Kenny Meadows still leading the way. Now on to lap 94. Nearly his car number lap here. Jacob continues to lead.
Yeah, he's doing really well to keep David Sattini behind him. And again, earlier we had a chance to interview him, and he said he's better on the long run, and he's clearly showing it right now.
Under our most recent stage break, about 15 laps ago, Emerson Arden was down in the pit lane, got a chance to catch up with some of the drivers, has a few notes for us. Emerson, what you got?
Well, yeah, we heard it there from the interview with Kenny Meadows. Of course, he feels good about where he's at. Of course, clean air rules in pretty much stock car racing as it is, and he thinks he's got something for David Sattini. He's got to survive this short run. You said it, Jacob, that he feels faster on the long run. He says he feels David Sattini is faster on that short run. So if we can survive into the point where the tires kind of equalize, Kenny Meadows might have this thing now. Having to note that there's over 85 laps in this final stage because of the timing of the Julio Viola was yellow. So the chance of a green flag pit stop looms large over this stage. Also, quick note on Santini and Meyer, a couple teammates there. Both of them making minor adjustments on that stage pit stop. Slight wedge adjustment for David Santini. Tire pressures being adjusted once again on the 50 car of Meyer.
Thanks, Emerson. On board here with Santini. He's going to wrap up lap 97 in tow of our race leader. Jeffrey Meyer further back needs to get something going. He's been going to keep using the pun. You know what? No, he's been stuck back in traffic. Not mired back in oh, I said it anyway. Stuck back in traffic all night long. Can't go anywhere. The 50 car just doesn't have speed right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if a late race yellow is going to fix this for Jeffrey Meyer. I don't know what it's going to take, but has been stuck behind these three cars all night long.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder if it's the tire pressures that he keeps adjusting that's hurting him. You heard it just there from Emerson. He adjusted tire pressures again, and you heard it in after the stage 1 break, he adjusted tire pressures there too. So I'm wondering if maybe it's not a tire pressure thing and he's just thinking it is. I don't know. It looks like he's going to go to the inside of Shorba and we'll see if he can get it. It looks like he's not going to be able to.
No dice just yet. This time, no stage end to try and battle to for these guys up front, though. It's showing as Santini closes in once again on Meadows. Lap 100 now underway. Officially into the triple digits at the Phoenix Raceway. In the season finale, 167 by MK Designs. Santini just 3/10 back, a third of a second or less, now a quarter of a second in the backstretch. Has something on corner exit for Meadows. Gossett has been looming in the distance this entire run. When does he kick this thing into high gear? Does he kick this thing into high gear? Is he saving fuel maybe? As Meyer have finally gotten by Jacob Shorba, my goodness, he has.
Yep, and Meyer now is going to have to, if he can officially stay ahead of Jacob Shorba, it looks like he is. Now he's got to get that work done. He's got to go get every spot he can. Unfortunately, he has to win this race. And that's what it takes here to win a championship. You have to win this race. Because these guys, again, those top three have all the speed in their cars right now.
Under 2/10 that time at a turn one. Gossett falling back. The long run setting in. Is Tommy saving fuel? Maybe. Suddenly a topic of conversation for these drivers. 65 to go once we cross this start-finish line. 65 laps remain at Phoenix. Santini, I don't think he's worried about fuel. Clearly not. I mean, he's challenging here for the race lead. He's putting pressure on Meadows. It's really difficult as a race car driver, even virtually, to put pressure on another driver while saving fuel, especially on an oval. It's easier to do on a road course. You can short shift, lift and coast a little bit, and still poke your nose out and challenge. But on an oval, you've got to be challenging. There's really no opportunity to save fuel and still challenge. It's either save fuel and lay back or challenge and use that fuel up. Same with tires. Not much of an option here for Santini to put this much pressure on Meadows and not be using his stuff up. Gossett and Tommy's going nowhere. He's pitting. He's been in the wall hard. You can see the right side damage.
Oh no. That damage could hurt whatever Tommy Gossett has for a run tonight.
The question has been answered. Is he going to sit back and save? No, he's pitting very early. Very early. A quarter of the way into this run to the finish. He is on the pit lane. I don't think this even puts the rest of the field on notice just yet. I think the rest of these guys continue on as per normal. When Tommy even thought he was pitting a little bit earlier. Now into the box. He started on pole, so he gets that pole sitter pit box.
And, you know, sometimes at Phoenix, I don't know, it looks like he's going to take two right sides, so...
Doing a splash.
Yep, that's all good for him. We'll see how that works out for him. If it gets him any faster, maybe he finds something there.
There is to find on a course of 60 more laps at the end of this race. I don't think that's really going to help him all that much. I don't see where the grip benefit is going to come from out of that. Our two championship leaders, however, Kenny Meadows, David Santini doing battle. All season long, it looked like it was going to be Santini, then maybe Gossett, and now Kenny Meadows is just holding on to this lead. And it seems like Santini wants to get by. He wants a challenge. He wants to control this race. He just can't. Be it for a lack of ability within the car, or maybe just a lack of ability with the racetrack. He just cannot get by this 96 car. Another lap goes by that he follows Kenny Meadows.
I think this also could be a fact too. I think he's waiting for Kenny Meadows to make a mistake. I think he's trying to pressure Kenny into a mistake, make him shift his line, and it looks like he got his line shifted there. I think he's just waiting to pounce on a mistake that Kenny Meadows makes.
Big gaggle of cars here as Gossett works on by the bunch. Longacre gonna have to give way to the 80 car. McWhorter in tow, then Meyer and Shorba. 4 cars, all in a group. You've been this way all night long. Meyer is one of our championship competitors. You can see that on the left side of your screen. Red number boxes are for the championship. Gray, they're out. They've been eliminated or never made it in the first place. Maybe they're a part-time driver. Matt Knight is one of them. And Meyer is one of those red numbers. He's been stuck back in the field. Is finally a change up front. Almost. Santini's there.
Santini has to get what his run through the dog leg. It looks like he's got to make that move into the dog leg. The dog leg will definitely help him try to get clear of Kenny Meadows. He doesn't have enough space to go to get Kenny Meadows now. I don't know what just happened. Maybe he got a little loose or something, but he's going to try and put the power back on to get back up to Kenny Meadows. We'll see if he tries to make a move now.
Lap 110 done. 111 now underway. The position changed momentarily at least. Santini had the spot for a moment. They swapped in timing and scoring. I wonder if he'd gotten alongside out of turn 2 and nosed ahead but couldn't hang into the corner, and Meadows just outbraked the 79 and got it back. And I think that's what's gone on. But Meadows is charging the entry to 3, much like Jacob Schorba was. Taking that wider exit ends up helping him. He's able to turn down the racetrack a lot more easily, take that shortcut through the dog leg, and actually helps him, oddly enough.
Yeah, it looks like David Santini's trying to use that Tommy Gossett line up there on the top, and it's just not helping. He's gained a little time there. I just don't think that Tommy Gossett line up there on the top is going to help in the longer run.
Now falling back a bit. Santini, I don't know what he's got at this point. Unless he's not showing his full hand, it seems like he's simply not good enough to pass the 96 right now.
I think his tires are... He's waiting for those tires to heat up a little bit more. They're definitely heated up because they've had a long run so far. I just don't know, other than that, what he's waiting for. It seems like he's got the speed. I just don't know what's going on in that 79's brain. And it looks like Jeffrey Meyer has passed Joseph McWhorter now, and that's going to slot him into the 4th position, which is getting him even closer to the lead battle. He's not close to David Santini and Kenny Meadows, but he's going to get... It looks like he's trying to inch ever so close to that Championship 4 battle.
He's in the Championship 4 battle. It's a matter of inching closer in seconds. He's only inched closer on the scoring pile. That's the big difference to make here. Gotten by McWhorter and Schorba. Yes, he needed to do that. He still has to get by Longacre, but the big difference is time. Time right now that Tommy Gossett is making up, even on a 2-tire strategy. This 80 car is faster. It's got better grip. This might work out for Tommy. This gamble may work out after all. He's made up the 7, 8, 9 seconds from when he exited the pit lane. That's X amount of seconds that he's going to have on these guys and more. It's growing. Seconds that he'll have on these drivers, Meadows and Santini, once they pit, and he cycles out into the race lead at this point. He's right up on Santini. Does he move him? Maybe. No. I mean, these guys are battling for a championship. They're just on separate laps because of the pit strategy. Gossett needs a way by the 79 without taking too much time. Finally gets on by Santini. This is important for Tommy. This is championship swinging right here. 50 laps to go this time.
Yeah, and I think Tommy should be good to make it on field. Not too sure.
Yeah, he took that splash. Yeah.
I mean, this is a big gamble, and this could end up being a great gamble for that 80 team. I mean, if he evidently wins this race, this gamble that he played with the 2-tire strategy and that splash of field, man, I know he'll be smiling about that one for weeks.
He'll be losing just as much time. Like, it's going to come down to either a battle for the race win. Well, it'll be a battle regardless. It's a matter of when that battle happens. As here we go, Santini and Meadows bumper to bumper. If these two keep battling, that's what Tommy needs. That's best case scenario for Tommy Gossett. Is these two to battle and slow each other down, and for Tommy to start driving away and continue to put time on these drivers. Somewhere around 8, 9 seconds now. That's what he's at. And so if he pitted 3 seconds back of these drivers, now should cycle out into 5 seconds ahead, right? And so obviously once these guys pit, they're going to have plenty of time to make that time back up, and they should. They easily should on 4 tires. That's what we expect for these guys. However, if they take 4 tires, that's extra time that Gossett would have on them. So this might work out for Tommy. They're going to have to take 2 tires to cycle out, 5 seconds right behind them if they were to pit now, right? So they take 4. Add another 8-9 seconds onto that. That's about what they'll have to try and make up. Maybe 7, maybe more in the range of 7 seconds. And that still works out to 12. It might just be crazy enough for Tommy Gossett. Might.
Kenny Meadows still leading, though, for the moment. Again, they still do have to pit at some point. I don't know if the fuel window is open just yet. It might have. I don't think so. They're still
if Gossett's good, it has. It opened up a long time ago.
But these guys are doing everything they can, keeping it out there as long as they can. I think they might just run it dry. I mean, now, you might not want to do that because Tommy Gossett will have more of an advantage if you do. But I think that's what they're planning on.
Oh, and there's pros and cons. And if they pit early, obviously, well, they've lost that chance. If they pit midway through this run to the end, they don't lose as much time to Gossett initially, but at the end of the race, they have worse tires. They have a little more time to make it up. If they wait a little bit longer in this race, they have less time to make it up. A larger tire difference, they make up time quicker, and the battle is a lot easier between them and Tommy Gossett. But they've got to contend with each other. When do they pit, right? And if they are starting to save fuel, we can take it on board. We can listen in. What are they doing in the corners? And, well, Santini's challenging for the race lead. Here we go.
David Santini on the inside of Kenny Meadows, looking to use the dog leg up. Will he get clear finally of Kenny? They're still going to be side by side down the front stretch. David Santini sending it into the corner, still side by side. Santini can't get around him.
This should be for the championship.
Meadows just powerhoused him around the outside lane. Santini can't get around him.
Not that time. And again, this is best case scenario for Tommy Gossett. For these two to continue battling. For Santini, you got to consider pitting. You got to consider undercutting Kenny Meadows, taking this advantage away. Obviously, the other hand of that is Meadows can wait a little bit longer, have better tires at the end. And if these guys wait on a yellow, unfortunately, they no longer catch Gossett sleeping. They no longer get him a lap down, but they do save a set of tires, right? Gossett would have to come in order to be on an even playing field. If they catch a yellow, they have the advantage. They've only pitted twice. Gossett has pitted 3 times. If they get another yellow later on, right? If they get 2 yellows in this race, they have the advantage. Obviously, they have to still settle it out between themselves, but it really feels like them versus Tommy Gossett right now based on the strategy.
Yeah, and yellows can fly at any point in time. These guys are just going to have to keep on their game and do everything they can to just keep Tommy Gossett at least ahead of them for now, not passing them. Just keep them ahead a little bit, and it looks like David Santini is going to try the outside lane this time. We'll see if that works for him. Still side by side down the back stretch. Kenny Meadows, almost contact there, but clears David Santini.
Really good stuff between these two, but again, they're slowing themselves down. Gossett now inside of 24 seconds back. They're going to drop way behind Tommy at this rate.
Yeah, and Tommy again hit that wall, hit a wall just a little bit, got some damage, and he came down and pit, took those 2 tires, splash of fuel, and in the long run of things, this could work out for him. Now, a caution could come out, but we've had a long green flag run. I don't necessarily see that happening. Now, don't get me wrong, it could come out any time. But Tommy Gossett may have just pulled off the biggest brain move we've seen in the MSRA series.
The battle back here for 5th. McWhirter has lost this spot to Jacob Shorba. Tommy Gossett going to roll up to them at some point, I would imagine, at this rate. They've all stayed out. And Meadows still, he looks kind of lazy on exit, and this gives opportunities to Santini over and over and over. And unfortunately, not only is this hurting Santini, this is hurting Meadows as the race goes on. He's not gaining any time, not slowing the bleed to Tommy Gossett. Got to consider pitting. These guys have got to consider pitting. Santini going to try to the inside again. Had it for a moment. Can't hang on to it. Slides through the center of 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 that was, rather. See, I did it again. Maybe this time, into 1 and 2 proper this time. Santini down low, painting, or at least trying to paint the yellow line up the racetrack, sliding on these old tires. No dice. They're side by side, though.
Yeah, and it looks like David Santini just can't get anything done. That outside lane is working. It's really hard to pass here at Phoenix on the inside lane. That outside lane just gets you.
Tires in the pits.
The one advantage David Santini does have is using that dog leg, but still side by side.
This is great. These two going at it, but it's still slowing each other down. I think Santini could be seconds ahead of Meadows at this point if he had been able to clear him a long time ago. Meyer still in the pit lane. He just got to his box. This is how far behind Gossett is going to be, and he's going for 4. He's going for 4 tires, it looks like. Yeah, there it is. One of the left sides. Jack goes up. He's going to take 4 tires. That's really going to drop him behind Tommy Gossett. Almost a lap behind Tommy Gossett. Certainly quite a ways behind these two, though. Doing battle still up front.
And Tommy Gossett has done a really good job slotting his way up to 5th right now.
Hey, he just got by Timothy Davis.
Yep, slotting his way up to 5th. He's doing a really good job. He's got to keep on going and keep on chugging and hope that these guys keep on battling and keep losing time so that he can gain that time, get the lead, and then stretch it out as far as he can.
While these guys continue to battle, Rapid Fired Pizza rather offers amazingly good, amazingly fast, fresh-made pizza. It's what they can do in 180 seconds. You can try one of their craft pizzas or choose from over 35 fresh toppings and a dozen different sauces to create your own masterpiece. You can visit your own Rapid Fired Pizza in the states of Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, South Carolina, Texas, and West Virginia. Check out their website at rapidfiredpizza.com. And here we go, the old school Ninjas machine to the inside of Kenny Meadows. Can he make it work? As I was about to talk about old school Ninjas, he's going to try side by side. It's still Santini on the bottom, still Meadows up top. Down to turn 1. This is the best opportunity Santini's had yet. Does he go for a slide or no? No slide job evident yet. Could not clear the nose of the 96. That's going to keep the 79 behind for now. Another lap spent behind Kenny Meadows. Old School Ninjas is a gaming organization that focuses on building a community with close friends. They welcome new individuals to the group with a red carpet and a seat at the round table. Feel free to check out their Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. Here we go. Santini challenging again.
Yeah, and it just, again, the passing is so hard at Phoenix on the inside. He's just not, Santini is not able to get to Kenny Meadows. And it's evident Kenny Meadows just has to keep it on the high side, and he's just going to be able to get around David Santini. But like David Santini is so much faster, it's just hurting Santini to stay behind him.
Gossett is now in 3rd after pit stops have kind of cycled through a bit. Most drivers that were on that long run have pitted now, aside from Meadows and Santini. They continue to wait on a yellow or who knows what at this point, but Gossett is only 21 seconds back. He's going to sort well ahead of these two, and if somehow we get a yellow here coming up, man, things are going to change quite a bit. 96, not great on these straightaways, and oh, we've got a problem for Julio Villalobos. Could this be a yellow? Villalobos parked on the inside of turn 1, up to the racetrack. Stay low, stay low, stay low. Do not bring a yellow out.
It doesn't look like he will. An interesting move there for Julio.
Thankfully got back out of the way just in time. The race leaders went on by. The race leaders now are going to come up on Longacre. No, that's Davis and Knight. Davis would go 1 lap down. Knight would go a 2nd lap down. Inside of 30 to go. When do these two pit? Do they pit?
I don't know. I don't know how long they can stretch it on fuel. I have no idea. I think they're going to have to pit, but we'll see how much they can stretch it here in a few laps.
He has dropped a good ways back. I got to wonder if maybe he's trying to regroup and think about a pit stop here shortly. But he has dropped almost willingly quite a ways behind Kenny Meadows at this point. And they got to hope they don't have to pit at this point. They've made their bed. They would have needed to pit by now. They're going to drop so far behind Tommy Gossett. I don't think they can make that. I mean, Tommy is turning 20... The 28 sixes is a second and a half off of the best laps. Caution! You're kidding me! You are kidding me!
Yeah, there's a caution on the speedway.
Wow.
Well, what was gonna be a big brain play from Tommy Gossett turned out to be the worst case scenario.
Not necessarily. It's all for naught, but not worst case scenario unless we get another yellow. This is the cause for it. This does bunch our field back up. Kenny Meadows, David Santini on the pit lane. Gossett's going to come in way behind. There's no way he takes top spot under this yellow. It's going to be Meadows or Santini. One of the two. There you go. There's the teal 80 into the pit lane now. It will be Meadows or Santini first off of pit lane.
It's going to be interesting to see. Kenny Meadows still rolling through. Going to turn that hard left into his pit box, and we'll see if he maybe plays a strategy game, takes 2 tires. I highly doubt it.
No, there's no way. Come in, take 4. It's he and Santini, really.
Yeah, he's just going to take those 4 tires and fuel, and he's going to go off on his way.
Though.
He's still going to lead off pit road, though.
Gossett now in the pit lane. Going to come out. Meyer is now stuck a lap down. That's the big thing. Jeffrey Meyer, we kind of forgot about him a little bit. As Gossett's going to take extra time, likely for damage repairs, maybe adjustments, what have you. Boy, this changes a lot. I know one guy that is trying to figure out what he's going to do now, trying to figure out a new game plan. That is David Santini. We'll bring him in, and we'll hand him your way.
David Santini and Jacob Zala from the PitStop TV booth. You were struggling to get by Kenny Meadows on that longer run. Is there anything that was going on with the car that was just hurting it a little bit where you couldn't get by Kenny Meadows?
We tried loosening it up a little bit, just slightly, hoping not to get so tight in the long run. It's just really hard to pass here. I mean, you want to be on the outside, but it's tough. It's tough track to pass on. I had him, I feel like, in 3 and 4 a lot, but when you're on that inside, you just can't wash up to the wall, and then if you don't have the outside in 1, you can't make that. You'd have to move make a really good slide job on that one, but I didn't feel like making that move. Later in the race here, I might, though, so we'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, I see that. Well, now you're going to be starting in second here. He's going to have control of the restart, but what's going to be the goal here, that the mindset that you're going to go into to try and get around him on this restart?
Immediately. I have to get past him as soon as possible because, I mean, we're pretty even on lap times. We were kind of playing the fuel game there. I was waiting to see what he would do. Kind of, ran even here. So, yeah, I think we have pretty similar cars. So I just have to get past him as soon as I can and get out front. That way, if we get another yellow, I can control the starts and go from there. But starting on the outside is not so fun.
All right, David Santini. Well, I'm going to give you the floor to shout out whoever you shout out. Thank you. You've got to thank for your championship efforts here tonight at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, no, of course. Everybody that helps run this league. I mean, it's a great, awesome league to be in. You guys, of course, are putting on the broadcast every week for us. Everybody over at Great Lakes and OSN.
All right, well, we appreciate the talking to you, David Santini. Hopefully, we'll see you up back in the booth here in Victory Lane with the championship here tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll restart from the outside of row number 1. 5 cars in our main pacing field as we come around to restart this race. 21 laps to go. Meadows off and away. Santini going to follow. Gossett third. Take everything you learned in the previous 60 laps, throw it out the window. This is what matters. Santini to the inside of Meadows. Finally got a good run on a restart. The lead is Santini's.
Oh, Santini in the corner!
What a catch!
Oh, he saved it.
Here we go, 3 wide. Gossett around the top side. Santini falls back. Santini and Gossett will stay side by side. Meadows ekes back into the race lead for the championship at Phoenix.
Well, David Santini had it. That getting loose on the corner. Now he's opened up the door for Tommy Gossett. Tommy Gossett looking to take the inside from David Santini now.
Up the racetrack, they'll both go. Gossett up. Oh, no, where they go. Santini does not want to give this. He can't give this up. He cannot let Tommy Gossett pass him. If he passes the 79, I think Gossett is gone.
Hey, Tommy Gossett still struggling to pass. They're almost making contact. Still
he
side by
did!
side.
I think they did make contact there, and I think Tommy recognizes that and gives it back up. Longacre now takes a peek, but isn't going to stick his nose into anything that he shouldn't. Meyer is the next car back. He's in 5th. Meadows is liking everything he sees out the rear.
Yeah, this championship battle has just got exciting. David Santini now, that Tommy Gossett's a little ways back, has to start working back to Kenny Meadows. But that could have used up a little bit of tire from David Santini.
Oh, it absolutely did. And if he couldn't pass before, how do you pass now? Your car's just gotten used up. I mean, you had to use it up. You had to defend that spot, but oh, man, I think Tommy should have waited. I think Tommy obviously took the opportunity. It's a race car driver thing to do. You have the opportunity in front of you. You're not going to say no, right? But I think maybe he could have. And he pounds the wall. That might be it. I mean, that's Tommy Gossett's season right there, hitting the wall there.
Yeah, he's going to lose a little bit of aerodynamics. It's going to hurt the car a little bit. I don't see too much. It doesn't look like it's going to hurt too much, but again, that could end the season. Like you said there, hitting the wall is so crucial.
Oh, he almost got it again. I mean, he is pushing. This is the hardest he's driven through turns 1 and 2 all night long, and it's showing. Meanwhile, Meadows, 15 laps to go this time by. He's got 4/10 on David Santini. Does somehow Meadows come from behind and win? That's incomprehensible to me. I mean, it's been Santini and Gossett all season long. We get down to it at Phoenix. And this 96 wasn't great that first run. Came alive in stage 2 with the opportunity that was presented. Santini was in the back of the field, Gossett in the back of the field, and Meadows was able to rise to the occasion. That's what you have to do in a championship scenario.
Yeah, and Kenny Meadows looking, he wasn't the favorite coming in. The favorite was David Santini, and Kenny Meadows outclassing one of the best MSRA Series drivers, National Series drivers this season. 9 wins to his credit. David Santini is struggling to get by Kenny Meadows. All Kenny Meadows has to do now is hold him off these last so laps, and Kenny Meadows is your MSRA National Series champion. But anything can happen.
Lap 155 about to go in the books. Gossett has now fallen to 4th. Tommy's race is done. That car has been in the fence one too many times. And something about it just never added up. He just never had what he needed in that number 80 car. Don't know what it is. I don't know if it was maybe a little bit of driver error. No clue, but it just never... He was never there. He got the pole, sure, so the qualifying effort was great. But when it came to race time, he just never really had what he needed.
It's unfortunate. He's looked like the dominant driver the past 4 or so weeks that we've seen Tommy Gossett in this series, and he's just not there tonight. And I don't know, maybe Phoenix isn't his strong suit track, but he had to put it all on the line tonight, and it just he had the strategy. Unfortunately, a caution fell the way that it did, and the strategy was just ruined from there.
He may have had the strategy, maybe not. At this point, Santini has dropped way back of Meadows. I'd imagine he's trying to save something for a late push, but you can't drop to a second back like he is. Oh, and he's got the wall! That's it!
Hard! That's it.
Unless we get a yellow, I think that's it. Kenny Meadows is going to be gifted this championship by the best 2 drivers in the series making mistakes. It goes back to the speeding penalty for David Santini. Not restarting stage number 2 from the lead has completely ruined the rest of this race.
Yeah, and the thing for Kenny Meadows is, even though David Santini got a speeding penalty and he wasn't able to hold it, Kenny Meadows has been able to hold off David Santini all night long. Granted, David Santini's been faster than him, but he's been able to hold him off, and he's done a really good job of holding him off.
8 laps to go. Not over till it's over. Meadows can still make a mistake just the same.
For Meadows, I think it's just he's got to not be in his head. He's just got to race. Don't look at the back mirror. You know, they say in NASCAR at all the time, looking in the rearview mirror causes you to make a mistake. He's got to not look in that rearview mirror. Just focus on the track in front of him.
Quite impressive what this number 96 has done this evening. Again, opportunistic. I think that's the way you sum up this evening for Kenny Meadows. Took advantage of the opportunity that was presented to him to restart from the race lead to begin stage number 2. When he did, it was lights out. Held on to this position. He's led tons and tons of laps on the way. Suddenly 117 laps led. He will lead the most, short of only maybe 45 or so laps in this entire race, if he closes this thing out. 5 laps to go this next time through. Yeah, just wow.
The turns have tabled for David Santini, and unfortunately for him, unless a caution comes out, it's pretty much done. And that hard wall hit just, it took everything away from Santini. But I'm impressed with the drive that Kenny Meadows has put on. He hasn't been up there winning races. We haven't heard his name, called his name to a winning race. But he showed that he can outclass Tommy Gossett and David Santini here tonight.
Pretty impressive what Kenny Meadows is doing. I said it before, I'll say it again, I'll continue to say it. Quite impressive what he's doing here. Only got a couple of wins in the season. Came much earlier on in 2021. But they got him into this position. He was able to point his way through the previous round. Got on through at Martinsville rather easily as well. And at this point, just brought the right car to Phoenix. 3 laps to go.
And David Santini fallen to a 1.7 second gap to Kenny Meadows. At this point, virtually that damage and everything with that has just put David Santini aback. And David Santini's definitely not going to be happy with what happened there, and he's going to be upset. But I mean, still, even though, you can still hang your head high. You've won 9 races this season. You would have loved to win a championship, but still a great season.
You win 9 races and don't win this championship, it's got to be... It is a failure a little bit. It certainly is. There's positives, and I get what you're saying here, Jacob, but if you win 9 races, and on the last lap, you're this far behind Kenny Meadows, the season, it's done. The format is the format. Kenny Meadows is going to be the best of it. Unless something happens here on the Tucson Sound Dart white flag lap, Jacob, it's over.
Yeah, it's pretty much said and done as Kenny Meadows goes down the back straight. Kenny Meadows, what an impressive drive tonight. And going through turns 3 and 4, Kenny Meadows will have won this race here tonight and will win the championship here at Phoenix.
Winning the season finale 167 by MK Designs, winning the MSRA National Series Championship. Kenny Meadows at Phoenix comes in, bests the rest, shows these guys who's boss, and he brought the heat.
Yeah, and all these guys are going to give him a congratulatory tap, and well-deserved.
They're going to wreck him.
It turned, okay.
Why are you guys going to be careful? Come on now.
Oh, boy. Kenny Meadows gonna Julio Villalobos isn't oh, alright. Julio Villalobos is gonna go off the track now, and he's gonna try and celebrate his win.
Just an incredible night all around for the driver of the number 96. We talked to him earlier after winning stage number 2. We'll let this man celebrate. What a night for the number 96. Again, came in, we talked about him, sure, in the same breath as David Santini and Tommy Gossett, but we knew who the favorites were, and it wasn't the number 96. It was the number 79. It was the number 80. Meadows was in the conversation, but we didn't know what to expect this evening. Clearly, we should have expected a whole lot more out of him because he delivers at Phoenix Raceway, winning the race, winning the championship. The season finale 167 by MK Designs goes the way of the number 96. We'll bring the driver. It is now an MSRA National Series champion in. Kenny Meadows, you're going to get to burn it down. Kind of interesting timing there. We were trying to wait for you a little bit, but hey, you won a championship. What comes to mind?
Thanks, man. Well, thanks to everybody. Thanks to you guys putting this on. Rapid Fire Pizza. I can't remember everybody else right now off the top of my head, but Timmy, my team helped me put all this together. I can't build all this stuff by myself. Just thanks to everybody who made this happen.
I already said it. We mentioned you in the same breath as Santini and Gossett, but we didn't know what to expect. We knew they were so much stronger, at least in the wins category, but clearly you had a car to contend. Where did this car come from? And talk about the opportunity to restart in stage number 2. From the lead. Suddenly, Santini is gone. You've got the lead. A, where did this speed come from? B, what was that opportunity like to suddenly restart from the lead?
Well, I knew right then and there that I was set for a position that I wouldn't be in, otherwise, because passing Santini was going to be very difficult. So I just made sure I made the best of it, you know what I mean? I put the car out there. I never gave up the lead. Made sure I kept the outside there because I think that was preferred line anyway.
Opportunistic, the way to describe the evening?
Yeah, but I think on the long run, on that third stage, I think I could have gave Santini something there if I was behind him. But I didn't have to worry about it since I got ahead of him there. Because I definitely think I had a faster car in the long run.
And how about that final restart? Obviously, all night long, at least since the beginning of stage 2, you've had Santini battling up the inside, trying to find something, maybe the outside sometimes. And he was there. You didn't hold the lead the entire time. He was around you. What happened then from there?
Before, so you're talking about right before that yellow flag restart, right? The last one?
After.
Right after. Okay. Yeah, basically, my car going into turn 3 and 4, I've been having issues all night on the first restart with fresh tires. So I knew he was going to get the inside there. I was just focused on getting my exit right. Before that, I think, really, I don't know. He was all over my bumper, but I think I would have been able to hold him off had it stayed green.
Well, Kenny Meadows, regardless, 33 races in the bag, 123 laps led tonight. That's a pretty staggering number. The big thing is you finish first. It's what you have to do in this format. Go ahead and credit whoever you got to credit. Who makes it happen for the number 96?
Well, my teammate Timmy. You guys putting this on. Evan for running the league. Everybody else on the team. Rapid Fire Pizza. Old School Ninjas. Shorba's Graphics. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Kenny Meadows, congratulations. You are the Midwest Sim Racing Association National Series champion in 2021. Live it up, celebrate. Have a good one.
I will do. Thanks, guys.
Kenny Meadows gets things done from Phoenix. Fantastic, fantastic night for the number 96. We will take a step aside. We'll be right back to you with more coverage from Phoenix. Don't go anywhere. This is the MSRA National Series on PitStop TV.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Season finale 167, done and dusted. That's it. No more racing in 2021. The Midwest Sim Racing Association National Series by Rapid Fired Pizza, Old School Ninjas, and MK Designs. It all came to quite the exciting close. A last 20-lap dash between Kenny Meadows, David Santini, Evan Longacre, Tommy Gossett, Jeffrey Meyer to the finish. Longacre not in the championship battle anymore. It was all Meadows, Santini, Gossett, and Meyer. Meyer never quite there. Gossett fell back on that final run. Santini, though, he challenged Meadows for the very last lap, but he's standing by trackside with Jacob Zala.
David Santini again. You had a really great race tonight. Unfortunately, it's not what you wanted. I know you wanted to win the championship. I just wanted to talk to you through that last lap. You got into the wall there. What was the car feeling like? What happened there with that number 79 machine?
It was good. No, that was just me pushing a little too hard, trying to get every last little bit of speed I could out of it. I had my opportunity there at the beginning of that last run. Kind of got in front of Kenny there out of 4. I just got so loose, though. Felt like I was sideways, and I lost so much momentum there. And I feel like that was my only opportunity. It's just so hard to pass here when you're behind somebody. But no, I mean, we had a good car. I don't know what else we could have done to it to make it any faster. Kenny obviously had a better car, but congrats to him. And he had a hell of a race to get up there and get it done.
Well, I know, this season, you may throw it as kind of a wash. I know, winning 9 races is what you wanted to do, but you also wanted to win a championship. But how do you feel this season went for you, Santini?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want to say it's disappointing, but to have that many wins and do as well as we did, I mean, you can't be upset about it. I mean, you have to take it for what it is, and we had a great year, no matter what, no matter how you look at it. And again, yeah, you always want to win the championship, but I mean, Kenny had a phenomenal car, and we finished second. So I mean, it's hard to complain about it because you didn't win, but at the same time, it's disappointing. But if I had to give it, I mean, like I said, it was still a great year for me. So.
All right, Mr. David Santini. Well, I'm going to give you the floor again to shout out whoever you shout out. Thank you, whoever you've got to thank for your second place finish here at Phoenix Raceway.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, of course, you guys over at PitStop TV for putting on these broadcasts every week for us. Doing such a great job. Everybody over at MSRA, who runs the league. Of course, Jacob over at Shorba's Racing Graphics. He has the car painted up awesome. Everybody over at OSN and Great Lakes for helping out. And yeah, that's it. And had a great year. And shout out to Kenny too for the win. Hell of a race.
All right, well, we appreciate you talking to you, David Santini. Unfortunately, it's not what you want, but still, hang your head high. You won those 9 races, and that was a good race tonight. And hopefully, we see you back next season.
Oh, you will. Absolutely appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, now I believe we're going to be throwing it down trackside to Emerson Arden, who's standing by with number 50 of Jeffrey Meyer.
And of course, we have driver of the number 50, Jeffrey Meyer, who came here to Phoenix with a chance to compete for a championship. It just didn't look you hit it quite right throughout the night tonight, Jeffrey. But talk to us. What was really the main thing that you struggled with throughout the evening?
I don't know. Car seemed to have good turn, good bite. Yeah, I mean, it was a little loose, I don't know if I was hitting the splitter on entrance a little bit, so it kind of hurt my braking. I had to come in a little easier. It's not my favorite track, so it was just a number of things. Thought the car was pretty good, just didn't know what to do to really make it any better.
Hey, fair enough. You can still, hang your hat on making it to this point at the Championship 4 race here at the Phoenix Raceway. Anyone could argue if it was at a different venue, there could be different outcomes. But for you, just making it to this point, what does that mean to you? And how does that speak to you as a driver, making it to this point of the season?
I gotta say, I'm the only one that had a perfect score of no wins.
Well, at that, I think that speaks more volumes to your consistency and the kind of driver you can expect to race against week in and week out with the 50 car. Jeffrey Meyer always there at right places, to take advantage of the most of the situation. Jeffrey, you look forward now making the Championship 4 a huge feat. What is next for you when it comes to the Midwest Sim Racing Association?
I don't know yet. We'll see what kind of stuff they change around for next year, and see if I'm gonna run it or not. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe I'll just run officials next year and just kind of relax a little bit. It's stressful working on a set all week, and and it's different than official weather and stuff. So if you want to run official races, you gotta set up you gotta have different setup, and it takes a lot of time. I mean, it's time consuming just to even compete at our level. And so, I mean, I was satisfied. I was always somebody better every week, but I did good, more or less building on my own every week. So.
Well, again, I think that says a lot about you, Jeffrey, and the effort that you put in and week out this season. But once again, congratulations on just making here to the Championship 4 and being a force to be reckoned with this season. Jeffrey, for the last time this season, who makes it happen for you? Who do you have to shout out? Who do you have to thank for putting this 50 car on the track each and every week over the course of a 33 race season?
I got to thank you guys for putting on a good show. It's always fun. I always go back and watch the broadcast and rewatch the race and stuff. It's fun to listen to you guys. You guys do a good job. Shorba Racing Graphics, Rapid Fire Pizza. Me and Evan and David, we worked together on sets earlier in the season, but towards the end of the season here, I was more or less on my own, and it was fine. It was fun. Made it a challenge.
Fair enough. Well, Jeffrey Meyer, unfortunately, it is 4th in the championship for you, but again, making it to the championship 4 speaks volumes on the consistency you have this season. So congratulations. You can always, hold your head high on that, and best of luck to you in your future endeavors.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 50, Jeffrey Meyer, coming 4th of the 4 championship contenders tonight.
Like no Tommy Gossett for comment this evening, but we do have the driver who finishes 3rd, gets a podium, and finally, a race that doesn't take him out in the 1st or 2nd stage. Evan Longacre, finally, a race goes right. A little bit too late in the season, admittedly. Last race of the season, finally podium here on PitStop TV, but it's a solid finish for the Rapid Fired Pizza 95 nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I guess better late than never, you know. I'm happy with the way the night went. I mean, it feels good to, get some confidence back to show that whenever I do have a clean race, and I can actually drive my car, I can run up front and I can finish well. Definitely didn't want to interfere with any of the guys running for the title, but I still definitely felt like I had something to prove tonight. Plus, I actually got to have fun and run laps and race. It's not a lot of fun having a car that's down on power that's all beat up on lap 6 of 160 whatever. So it was fun actually getting to race tonight.
Talked enough about the struggles. We've covered all of those. We've seen them painfully in our instant replays, but how about the triumphs this evening? A really solid night of racing.
Oh, absolutely. David and I, we're on the same set, and Jacob was too, and the car was great. We built a really good car. It wasn't tight, it wasn't loose. It was fast. Kenny just had something really. Kenny drove a heck of a race, and I'm really, happy for him. I'm happy that he was, he's a champion of this league. We've had 3 really good champions over the last couple of years. I got it in 2019. Logan Helton got it in 2020, and then Kenny in 2021. So I think that's a pretty good succession of guys there. Really happy for him, but I just didn't have anything for him tonight. The car was really good, really fast, really fun to drive.
Of course, this draws this season to a close. Sporting Rapid Fired Pizza on the car, and Old School Ninjas was all over that 79 in the championship battle. 2022, still don't know exactly what's going to happen, but how do you look at the next year of competition here in the Midwest Sim Racing Association? What's your outlook?
No, I'm excited for it. Priority number 1 is to go back to victory lane at some point. I don't know. I guess this year, I don't know what I finished 2nd, probably 6 times, 7 times, somewhere in there. And then including the year before, I'm probably up to 12 second place finishes or something around there. So, this is just good momentum to head back off. Didn't get a run for a title this year, but next year is a new year. February and Daytona will be here in no time. So really looking forward to next year. Just a lot of good momentum. This is a great way to end the season.
Evan Longacre, thanks so much for the time. I know you put a whole lot of work into this series, and I think it all came to a pretty nice precipice this evening. A pretty solid finish nonetheless. Evan Longacre, for the last time in 2021, thank you so much for your time, and we will see you at some point down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for doing the broadcasting this year. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time on Friday nights to do this for us, to show everybody that's interested in us to put a broadcast on for them. And I got to thank Rapid Fired Pizza, Old School Ninjas, Shorebridge Racing Graphics, our title sponsor for tonight, MK Designs. Thanks to him for coming out here and doing this, and then my other sponsor, First Savings Bank, the bank that I work for as a mortgage lender. I've run some paints with them, but figured I'd change it up a little bit and get the red car out here because the blue car had a few too many dents in it from the last couple weeks.
There you go. Evan Longacre wraps up a 2020 buddy. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys so much. I'll see you later.
A lot of work into this series, and it's all, I think, for a really, really solid cause here in Midwest Sim Racing Association National Series. That is 167 laps done and dusted on the evening. Let's take a look at our race results. There aren't too many cars on this listing here, but Kenny Meadows tops them all. Santini second, Longacre third, Gossett fourth. Jeffrey Meyer effectively wraps up the top half of the field.
Yep, and then Jacob Shorba in 6th, Joseph McWhorter in 7th, Timothy Davis in 8th, Matt Knight in 9th, and Julio Villalobos in 10th. And then
Chris Hansen started the race, ends up 11th place after out very, very early on, only completed about 13, 14 laps, and Diego Villalobos never took the green flag here at the Raceway. That's that. That is a 2021 Midwest Sim Racing Association season for us here at PitStop TV. There's one final race tomorrow night on Podium Esports. It's Midwest Sim Racing Association Premier Series. All of their partners over there making a lot of great things happen. And again, that's on Podium Esports tomorrow night. That's it. That's the final action that we've got to cover. That's it for us. It's kind of crazy. We lined up with this league and Jacob Shorba and everybody else that makes way back in June. If you can get back end of May and the beginning of June, making things. I'm so surprised that we're already into November. I really can't believe. It still feels like I was still traveling to Atlanta in the middle of June, and this series just started. To be honest with you, and it still feels like Emerson Arden and yourself, Jacob, are still covering the first few races. Really cool to be able to come on with these guys and close the season out. But man, it really, really went by quickly.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm sad to see it go away. We've had so much fun, Emerson and I, and then Andrew and I, who've been able to call the last couple of races in the series, and it's just sad to see it go. I've had so much fun, broadcasting with the three of you, and it's been fun.
It is a season done and dusted, like I mentioned, for both the Truck Series and the National Series now. No more races here in 2021 for each of them, but we've got a lot more races on the channel coming up. Here's a look at a few of them over the next few days. Tomorrow, well, nothing for PitStop TV, but Pit Road TV has got coverage of the 19th annual North-South Shootout at the Caraway Speedway in Sophia, North Carolina. Yes, that's right, real race cars, tour mods, taking to Caraway Speedway tomorrow night. Derek Pernasiglio and Eric Brennan, our very own Eric Brennan, on the call for that one. I'll be around making things happen, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to being at Caraway Speedway tomorrow, especially for the North-South Shootout. A lot of smart, modified tour drivers in attendance. A few dropped off, but that opens things up for a lot of the Northern guys to come on down and join the Southern modified drivers like Burt Myers in the field. So if that tickles your fancy, there's a lot to watch out for tomorrow. I mean, tour mods, 602 mods, mini stocks, Pro late models and legends racing tomorrow night at the Caraway Speedway in Sophia, North Carolina. I urge everybody either to area, go out to the racetrack, or if you can't make it, watch on pitrow.tv. But our broadcast on PitStop TV begin with Sunday evening at the Barber Motorsports Park, the Superior Class Auto Racing Grid Sports Car Challenge. That's a mouthful. They race from Barber at 8:45 p.m. Eastern on Sunday evening. Then Monday rolls around and we get the BRP iRacing Series from the Lernerville Speedway. That opens up the season with the Pete Costco Memorial before we go to Texas Motor Speedway with the Outlaws Sim Series. A lot of action coming up, and that is their first race after their first elimination in the Outlaws Sim Series. They are in playoff time, just the same as the Midwest Sim Racing Association has been for the past. So a lot to watch out for, a lot of action that you can watch here on the PitStop TV channel. Of course, Thursday, a week from last night, we've got coverage of the North American Racing League returning, going to Detroit Belle Isle on Veterans Day. That's right, Veterans Day, November 11th. A whole lot of fun bringing those cars to a street course, GT cars to a street course. That's going to quite the treat. Jacob, there's a lot of places to take in PitStop TV broadcasts and PitStop TV content. Where can these guys do it?
These guys can follow us on our Facebook, on Facebook.com/PitStop TV, Twitter.com/PitStop TV _, on our Instagram, on Instagram.com/Pit_Stop_TV, on our YouTube, on YouTube.com/C/PitStop TV1, and our Twitch on Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV.
Hard to believe it, but again, that is it for coverage of the Midwest Sim Racing Association. So glad to have been able to be here for it. So glad to have the amazing partners that we have for this series and for PitStop TV. Of course, that's the right. There we go. Rapid Fired Pizza, Old School Ninjas, MK Designs. So much happened behind the scenes for the Midwest Sim Racing Association. And our partners here at PitStop TV. Jacob, you told me earlier today you want to give this another crack. Go ahead and go for it.
All right. Well, our partners here from PitStop TV. First off, we have Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. So you can use code PitStop TV to save 10% off your wall-mounted sound art device today. And Andrew, the holiday season is coming up, so there's a lot of chances where you can buy a wall-mounted sound art device from Tucson Sound Art. And then we have Permanent Makeup in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. By Whiplash Media, official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. And by BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community.
Hard to believe it again, but that is it. That is 167 laps done on the night. Who knows how many races through over the course of the summer and into the fall. That's it. No more Midwest Sim Racing Association coverage on PitStop TV the rest of the year. A big thank you goes out to Jacob Shorba, Evan Longacre, Matt Knight. I got to thank you, Richard Clement, and so many others that put in their hard work and effort behind these series, and everybody who makes it happen for the Premier Series on Saturday nights as well. It's a properly good racing league. This is where you should come race in 2022. Open setups puts it in the hands of the teams and the drivers, not just the drivers. There's a whole lot to get behind to make go right here in the Midwest Sim Racing Association. For all of PitStop TV, Jacob Zala alongside Emerson Arden on the social media, and Pit Road, oddly enough, there for Emerson Arden. Made it work quite nicely. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening, for tuning in all Midwest Sim Racing Association season long. We will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.